Hello, welcome back to Rapid Regeneration. I'm David Escamilla. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a medical professional. I'm not making any claims about diseases or medical claims. I'm just somebody who has expertise in natural health, natural healing, and I've spent many, many years healing myself from my own horrific health problems, nightmares, and just discovered some amazing things about how you can completely transform yourself and your health and your wellness. And now I'm on a mission to share that with you, and I'm putting together the tips and tricks. These are the pieces of the puzzle that you'll need to reach optimum health. I don't have all the answers, but it's probably at least 90% of basically the template that would lead to the result that you're looking for, whether you're trying to solve your own health problem and you're really desperate, or you're trying to go to the next level. So this one's gonna be super short because I really don't want to be redundant. I know you know that oral hygiene is important. There's just a couple insights beyond the obvious. This is something that you're doing every day, and it's worth knowing kind of a little bit more higher level information so that you can make some small adjustments that could lead to big results. So, the thing is, if you miss this area, if you're doing everything else right, it's in vain, because the mouth is where maybe a lot of health problems start in the body, and then they degenerate from there into other areas. The other thing too is that when you're eating a lot of healthy foods, and for example you're eating a lot of fruit, this can be a liability because the sugar in the fruit, if it's left in contact with the tooth enamel, some people think it can cause decay. Some people think it doesn't cause decay, but there's some risk there. Also, you have fruits which are acidic, and the acid can strip the enamel from the tooth if it's left on the tooth for an extended period of time. And there's ways around this, and that's not to say that it's an acidic food once you digest it. It's an acid fruit like a citrus, but then once it's digested, it becomes alkaline and alkalizing. But the problem is, in the mouth, it's acid. So, and also you might have chewy fruits or sticky fruits like dates, raisins, or dried fruits. So basically, there's just a couple quick tips for these type of things. I recommend flossing between, after a meal, after as many meals as possible. Ideally after every meal. Obviously, if you're on a date at a restaurant, you don't want to be flossing. But if you're at home, that's a good idea. Also, after a meal, you can swish with water to get some of this acidity out, or any ingredients that are going to ferment and cause any imbalances in the mouth or over acidity in the mouth. Swish with some water. You can also get a natural mouthwash and swish after that, or you can even get a little bit of toothpaste or tooth powder and put it in your mouth, swish with water. This really alkalizes the mouth and makes it clean and sparkling after a meal. So this is what I normally do after a meal if I'm at home. Even if I'm out driving around, I'll keep something in the car, like a little bit of I like to use this powder now. I used to keep mouthwash. That way when I'm driving home, I can do that. I can just swish out the mouth real quick, and I feel a lot better. And once you start doing this and you start keeping the mouth really clean, then you'll notice when you don't. Like if I go on an airplane flight, I forget to bring a little tube of toothpaste or something to swish in the mouth after eating, and then I'll eat, and then I'll go 3, 4, 5, 6 hours without cleaning the mouth, and I'll notice a difference. You can feel that fermentation and that acidity, and so it makes a big difference. Here's the other thing I'll mention is this took a lot of research for me, and also it took me some time to evolve on this issue, but there's some controversy surrounding a common ingredient in basically almost all toothpastes. It's also in most mouthwashes as well, and this is glycerin. So I don't know if you're aware of this, but if you're not, it's worth considering this information, which is that glycerin may or may not be a good product to be coating onto your teeth. So basically, it's used as a preservative, essentially, and the reasons why it's added to toothpaste are not really reasons that are keeping the mouth clean and alkaline and and avoiding being overrun with bacteria. Glycerin is actually bacteriostatic, meaning it's not really an antibacterial. It just simply promotes the growth of bacteria, but it doesn't kill bacteria. So it's not really an ingredient that's assisting with the function of the toothpaste. And so why is it being added? Well, it's a preservative. And it also creates the texture that's needed of the toothpaste. And it creates a bit of a sweetness. So it's an effect that makes it a more pleasant brushing experience. So basically, it's being added for expediency's sake to lower the cost of producing the toothpaste, to sell the toothpaste at a higher profit, and to make it a more pleasurable experience, but not necessarily any more of an effective experience to clean the mouth. So here's the issue with glycerin, or the potential issue is that it's an oily, sticky substance, and you're basically brushing it onto your teeth and coating your teeth with this glycerin. So this creates a layer on your teeth. This layer becomes more difficult to permeate between your teeth and the saliva. So the problem with this is that the saliva in your mouth is constantly coating your teeth. Your teeth and your saliva are almost having like a constant flow and interaction, because the saliva is a special healing fluid, magical fluid almost. It contains a lot of minerals. It contains enzymes. It contains a lot of different things, but the teeth, being what they are, bones and everything, they need minerals, and the saliva helps to remineralize the teeth. And so if there's a coated layer of oil that's stuck to the teeth, then you're basically blocking that flow, that exchange. And so this is the liability of using glycerin. And so it can take a while to get that glycerin off the tooth. And so it would seem like it's going to remain on that tooth for several hours after brushing, if not longer. So after I learned about all this, I switched to an oral care product that does not contain glycerin. And I will say it's quite a different experience from a brushing point of view. But I've come to enjoy it. I really have. And I feel a big difference. It took me a day or two. I really notice a big difference. I feel better. My mouth feels better when I'm off the glycerin. So I'm now sold on this concept that we really shouldn't coat the teeth with glycerin. And so anyways, give it a try. Give it a try. There's products out there. I'll provide a link to where you can find some of them that are glycerin-free and all natural. Obviously, it goes without saying that you should find products that are all natural in your toothpaste, without harmful filler ingredients and containing all natural ingredients. I mean, that is just goes without saying. Clearly, you should not get a toothpaste with fluoride. Absolutely not. If you want to look up how dangerous that can be. Other things I like to use a water pick. If you've never used a water pick, it shoots water into the mouth. And also electric toothbrush. Also like to get a regular toothbrush and brush all the areas of the mouth, like the gums and the top of the mouth, the tongue, all the way back. And it sounds unusual, but it's actually very refreshing. Anyways, I'm going to link to the products. If you want to find all these different products, just go to rapidregeneration.com/oral hygiene. You can also find the tooth powder at /tooth powder /mouthwash /toothpaste /toothbrush /floss /water pick. Lastly, if you haven't connected with a good dentist, ideally somebody who's into the natural methods, perhaps a naturopathic dentist, then that can be a big help as well. I know I'm sounding redundant. There's some people who are so into natural health, they say, well, once you're super healthy, you don't even need to see a dentist. Dentists can do things. They have tools and they can get to places and clean in ways that are really, a lot of work is done by their hygienists. The other thing is, if you haven't gone to the dentist in a while, or you may investigate whether you may need scaling, which is periodontal cleaning that's below the gum. Because I took a break from going to the dentist for a few years, and when I got back there, they said, you need to do this. And after they did it, I felt so much better, because there was just plaque, and that was all the way down the gums. They cleaned it out. So they can do a lot of things, but then again, dentists can be a big liability. A lot of them use toxic ingredients. So make sure that they're hip to using all natural ingredients, high quality ingredients. And so that's it. Take care of your mouth. Keep it clean. Keep it alkaline. And it'll give you great breath. It'll make you feel good. And it'll help with all the rest of your body as well. So I hope this was helpful and you learned some insights that were beyond the obvious conventional wisdom about oral hygiene. Again, if you want to check out those products, it's rapidregeneration.com/oral hygiene. And keep learning, keep going. And if there's anything I can do to help, that's what I'm here for. So stay committed and keep it going. Bye for now.
For more information, please follow @Rapid Regeneration or visit rapidregeneration.com.